against gay marriage, right? So I
People are
thought,
fucking retarded. I love it.
if people avoid Subway restaurants over the course of the next few weeks, I can understand completely, because if you live in, I mean, you just imagine the kind of people who are going to eat there out of some misguided sense of solidarity with Jared.
Have like fucking NAMBLA meetings at Subway and shit. Like, Jared is a hero. First he helped me lose weight, now he's making me feel good about sex with young boys. I love Jared and Subway. Oh, God. Yeah, that would kind of that would suck. Like, it would really suck. It's going to make, like, these companies start really, like, have this rigorous screening process of people they have in their fucking ads. Because, like, one day they don't want it to come out that he, like, raped a bunch of people or shot up a school or something. You know, like, after he'd already done 150 commercials for their company. Poor Subway. Shit.
Yeah, I know. They're the real victims in this.
They are. I agree. Fuck yeah, man. Like, fuck those kids. Like, I don't mean
brother
like
is making 6 and 12-inch jokes, like,
Oh yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's just terrible.
Yeah.
And, all right. So that's what's going through Mullet's mind as he watches the bird fly away.
Thinking about rape and sandwiches, which makes sense.
Yeah, he's like, I could really go.
For either being raped or a sandwich.
Oh yeah, I think it was you who linked that thing. What was it? That comedian on Saturday Night Live that you really like.
Oh, yeah, Louis C.K.
Louis C.K. and he did that great thing. I was like, well, molesting children must be amazing for pedophiles. I mean, because I like potato chips. But if someone said to me, if you have one more potato chip, you're going to go to jail and everyone will hate you forever, I'd stop.
Right. He's like, I love how he said, molesting children must be really, really good. And the audience the audience of Saturday Night Live kind of went, oh. And then he goes, how do you think I feel? This is probably my last show, so I don't know. I'm fucked. Yeah, and people did try to make a big deal out of that, of course. It lasted for about 10 minutes. So, and it's one of those things where, people were, going to try to come down on Louis C.K. for promoting, child molestation, which is actually what tried to happen. They tried to do that thing that they do when they ran out of shit to whine about that was actually important. But then...
Let me guess. He survived it because he had the good sense to stand his ground and tell those people to go fuck themselves.
I don't even think he mentioned it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't think it came up. He was like, oh, yeah? Anyway, so next joke.
Yeah.
Right? He did that thing, which to me is the smartest move.
Yeah.
It works sometimes. You have to try that first. If it doesn't work, then you have to try to, tell everybody to go fuck themselves. That's what Joan Rivers did, which was awesome.
Yeah.
You need to apologize. She goes, no. That was it.
Yeah.
There was no discussion. No, I'm not doing that. And then she died, so that sucks. I guess
she's the real winner because she never apologized and never will now.
Right, exactly. She took that shit to her grave. Fuck y'all. Yeah, that was good stuff.
Yeah, I hate having to. I hate being put in the position where people expect me to back off a joke. I mean, do you remember? You remember Dark Souls, the game? I don't know if we'll ever go back to that. I saw the footage. It wasn't very popular on our channel, so I don't know if we'll go back to it. But I was on Twitch, and there's this. If you get poisoned, the curative item is this purple moss, right?
Okay. Yeah.
You have purple moss that cures poison. If you get a weapon that puts a bleed build-up on you, what it's called is then you take this what's called blood red moss, and then you either eat it or put it on all your wounds or whatever. I think it shows your character the eating animation for most of the used items, but. Mm-hmm. And then you have blooming purple moss for what's called toxic, which is a heavy-duty poison, right?
Okay.
And someone in the chat said the streamer was a handsome man, and he says, that doesn't make me gay, does it? And
okay.
I said, well, if you're worried that it's going to make you gay, what you could do is just take breaks from in between complimenting the streamer so that the build-up can drop away. But if you do if you're really still worried about it, you could always take some neon pink moss clumps and eat those, and then it'll cure it.
Right.
Right. Oh, and the people in the chat flipped the fuck out on me.
Oh, really?
Oh, you think if something, someone called me disgusting, a whole bunch of other people got really mad.
I would have just laughed my ass off if everybody got mad with it. It's a fucking joke, dude. Goddamn, relax. Not every fucking not every second of your life has to be spent defending people who you think are offended by something. Like, first of all, this absolutely aggravates the fuck out of me, okay? You are, like, declaring yourself the temporary representative for gay people right now. You are doing that. You are declaring for the gay community that they are offended and they need your fucking help to stand up for themselves, right? Like, what the fuck are you doing, right? First of all, it's a joke. Second of all, even if you're serious, you're a moron. Either way, who gives a fuck, right? Either way, it's fucking pointless to talk to you, right? And just an LOL wills you fine. That's it, right? But if somebody's gay and they're like, well, that's a little rough, dude, let them deal with it, right? They don't fucking need you. Like, and the other half of it is it's not even defending gay people, right? The other half of it is wanting to feel right. Like, for that brief moment, you forget, these people forget, I would never do anything like this because I'm fucking perfect. But for a brief moment, they forget that they're just watching a Twitch stream in wherever they are. And they were enjoying themselves for a moment. Everyone was laughing and having a good time. And they're talking about a game. And it's very laid back. And then they forget themselves. And suddenly they feel like they need to fucking stand up for, like, everyone who's gay in this Twitch chat room.
Well, yeah, and you know,
what the fuck are you doing?
I understand that there are people who think that homosexuality is something that can be cured, and they have those camps with the high suicide rates and all that business, okay?
Do those still exist?
Yeah, probably. But anyway, how can anyone have thought that I was saying that if you were gay, you could cure that by ingesting a magical plant from a fictional universe?
Right, like, I don't even know what the part was that was offensive about the joke.
What could they have taken seriously about that?
Right.
I mean, like, what how could they have possibly thought that I was serious?
Right, that's the thing. I don't think it's so much that they thought you were serious. It's this, people have this fucking need, dude, to feel right. Like, at these spontaneous moments that don't call for it, right? Where there's no debate taking place whatsoever. Nobody's arguing. Nobody's having any discussion at all about anything serious. But then they hear something that they perceive might be offensive to someone somewhere, and then they want to be, like, on the correct side of an issue, and of course then, like, you fucking ring a bell and all the morons start jumping around and fucking, like, panicking, like, oh, they're in a frenzy, and now everybody's jumping your shit because they want to make sure everybody knows that they are on the right side of that issue, even though fucking 10 minutes after it's over, nobody's going to remember any person who said anything, right? No usernames will be remembered. Nobody's going to remember what was said exactly. And in a week, it's completely forgotten. It doesn't even exist anymore. It's a weird fucking behavior I don't get. Like, real quick example, this guy had said to me, I'm not going to say any names because I don't want anything to do with this person. He was such a fucking just absolute moron. But he said something to the effect that this other guy said something that was transphobic by excluding or by saying that, implying that all women had vaginas. Right? He said all women had vaginas. This guy said, now, because he said that, he was being transphobic. Yeah. The person who made that statement. So I said, no. I said, transphobic. That word has an actual meaning, dude. It means something, right? Sometimes it manifests in violence. Like, people actually get hurt, right? They get attacked. Things happen that are shitty. People are harassed, bullied, fucked with. That's a real thing. You can't just say because somebody failed to mention that not all women have vaginas or whatever the fuck, that suddenly that person is guilty of being transphobic. I said, you'll have a hard time demonstrating that he actively has an issue with transgender people. You're going to have a hard time proving that, right? You just wanted to say that to shit on the guy. That's all you wanted to do. And he says, well, and his response to that was, just because somebody, or how did he put it? oh yeah, just because you didn't mean to offend somebody doesn't mean they're not offended. That was his rebuttal to what I said. So I go, so everything I said just completely fucking fell on deaf ears, right? You heard, that person did not hear me. It's fucking weird. It's really weird. But the other thing is, though, is that, right, but, like, who the fuck are you defending? Who's offended? Who are you talking about? And why do they need you to come to their fucking rescue? And we're not talking about, by the way, offending people. We're talking about being phobic, right? Yeah. We're talking about having a very specific attitude that has a meaning. Mostly when people use those words, homophobic, transphobic, whatever phobic, they're referring to somebody with a hateful disposition. That's the fucking thing, right? They're put off by people of that group. They have an active problem with people that fall in that category. Yeah. Right? Right. That's what that means.
Instead of making an offhand comment that just didn't take them into consideration.
Right. Like, dude, yeah, intent matters. I know that these people hate that concept. Yeah. Because we need to constantly worry about accidentally offending people that may or may not be offended, by the way. Like, I actually know at least one transgender person who would not give a fuck about that comment whatsoever. At all. Wouldn't even cross their mind. Right? But this asshole who I'm talking about, who doesn't have a name, it's my fucking dude. And it's not even for him. It wasn't even about standing up for transgender people. It was about shitting on the guy he didn't like. Yeah. Which is really so fucking... It says so much about your character as a human being when you're willing to, like, throw those words around and pretend to give a shit about people's problems just so you can fuck with somebody else. It really says something about who you are. So I didn't even reply to the motherfucker at that point. I was like, so, okay, I see what you're doing now. Reaching at everything you can get a hold of. You're an asshole. Fuck that guy. You know, all right. Yeah. So, yeah. That's, yeah. I can breathe for a minute now. That'll work. Yeah. I don't know, man. I just fucking hate... It just seems like the people that... The more people seem to, like, I stand up for the guys who can't stand up for them. It's like the more that attitude is around, like, the less likely you are to give a fuck about other people. Yeah. It seems like.
You know, what they're really saying is, I've appropriated a cause that has nothing to do with me and weaponized it for my own purposes.
Bingo. Yeah, that's the summary, pretty much. Yeah. Okay.
Well, so there's nowhere else to go but the temple. The bird didn't pan out.
Bird didn't pan out, so go to church. Shit. So the Explorer is not a button? That's a bummer.
Nope.
That sucks. Okay, I guess we'll...
I mean, we get the thumb... Maybe there'll probably be more options as the game... You're basically in a tutorial area so far.
Okay, so it's just linear shit. So temple it is, yeah.
With nowhere else to go, you go to the structure on the hill. Please come inside, we have much to talk about. Stealing yourself whatever waits. You open the courtyard. A woman who could only be described as a goddess. Welcome, young one. She gracefully slides towards you. She's floating through the air. I am Arya, ruler of this realm. I know you must have any questions, but before that, I must remove the taint from you.
That's bullshit. That sounds painful. Don't do that.
I don't think you have a choice.
Yeah.
As she gently you feel the horns on your forehead painlessly recede, your tail diminish and shrink back in your body. Well, there you go.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I was kind of digging.
I think that she's the most transphobic person you've met so far. It's like, let me just, reverse your cosmetic surgery with magic.
Right.
You like it or not.
With my magical bigotry. Yeah.
And then she takes out a clipboard with your name on it next to, Caitlyn Jenner, and crosses your name out and taps it thoughtfully.
Yeah. Shit.
The whole purification. Yeah, okay. Well, you were becoming...
Yeah, I wasn't pure before, but everything's fine now.
I'm sorry. All this SJW bullshit has just ruined my whole outlook on life. It's like every time I go out, like to the grocery store, I wonder why people don't act like the fucking morons like I talk to on the internet.
I do. It's such a fucking different perspective online than there is like in day-to-day life. Like people are so far detached from the kind of shit I hear on YouTube. Depending on what we're talking about, it's a good thing or a terrible thing, right? Like it's one way or the other. Like yeah. But yeah, the SJW crowd, they're fucking. I am confused by them in the sense that I don't know if I should just be laughing until I can't breathe, or if I should just be weeping. Like, I don't fucking know which way to go with some of these people. Like, I'm not, it's like starting down that road, it's a never-ending fucking road.
Well, yeah, like I told you, I was hungry for Subway because I'd seen, the whole pedophile Subway thing. And so I go to a Subway, and there's a girl working behind the counter, and I said, how you doing? And she's like, well, so what do you want? And I said, and I'm like, when I order a sandwich or anything, when I order any kind of food, I'm like fucking Howard Hughes ordering some milk. I know exactly what the fuck I want. There's none of this like, oh, I don't know. No, I know exactly what the fuck I want.
Yeah, I never struggled with that. Why does
I will have a 12-inch turkey on such and such a bread with bacon. Don't toast the sandwich, eat only the bacon. No vegetables. Sharp cheddar cheese. And I was listed things, and she's like, and I was with someone else, and the girl said, oh, well, that's a great thing about, and as far as I could tell, she was sincere, not an ounce of sarcasm. She says, well, that's something like, that's the great thing about men is they know exactly what they want, and it's like all of these, you know how they do in like, I don't know, like a cartoon or something, or where it's like the ghostly heads with the voices.
I'm way
like
ahead
a
of you.
little private montage in their head, and it's like toxic masculinity, internalized misogyny, blah, 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 blah. And I was like,
you should have been all indignant with her, be like, how dare you assume that I know what I want because I'm a man? What, am I more competent than you? I'm here to defend you from yourself.
You're so self-hating.
Right? Jesus Christ. Yeah, dude, I do hear shit like that, like, very frequently, where somebody will say something, I go, oh, see, this would never go over online.
You're lucky that John McIntosh isn't here. He'd block you.
Well, that statement you just made is never not true. Like, you're always, no matter where you are or what you're doing, you're lucky that he's not there. Like, it doesn't matter. You're drowning a puppy in a bathtub. You're visiting your sick grandmother. Doesn't matter. And everything in between.
Everything in between, yeah.
You're lucky he's not there. Like, that guy's the worst. Like, I remember I was watching the E3, was it Bethesda?
Yeah.
I think it was Bethesda when they did their Fallout 4 reveal or whatever. Yeah. And that asshole was there. What's wrong with everybody? They were previewing they're doing a new Doom game, I guess, and they were previewing some of the combat. What's wrong with everybody cheering at people being murdered? We're sick. We're sick. I'm like, you are the worst fucking person alive right now. You really are. Just for no other reason than there's no way you're that dumb. There's absolutely no fucking way you're that dumb. These things that you're witnessing aren't actually happening. You do understand that, right? Like, what the fuck is actually wrong with that person? You know, really, it's just one fucking small example. Then I had an encounter with somebody else on YouTube a few days ago who, like, is an absolute psycho. Like, absolutely out of her fucking mind. Well, actually, she's always, like, on the wrong side of every issue. Like, she's wrong about everything. Like, so, if I think about an issue rationally and I come to some conclusion that seems to make sense, I can guarantee that she'll be on the other side of it, right? But I had left some comments about how this other girl was, in her video, was talking about how, she started about Gamergate, which, first of all, I never gave a shit about, ever. Like, I didn't, like, I happen to agree with some people on both sides of that whole thing. First of all, it seemed to be a bit of an overreaction to me because I don't really give a shit. Like, I think we talked about Zoe Quinn on our videos before, but I don't care, right? Like, either way, if some dude was dumb enough or such a fucking useless moron that, like, you know, he was promoting his girlfriend's projects or whatever because they were sleeping together. Whoop-de fucking do. That happens all the time, everywhere, in many different ways.